Well, we're all set for the premier fixture of the weekend. It is Chelsea hosting league leaders Arsenal in a bid to close the gap at the top to just 3 points. Arsenal comfortable on the top, but if Chelsea win today, we close that gap to 3 points. Chelsea currently in 4th position after Manchester City and Aston Villa won their games today. Big news there before kickoff. No Gabriel Magalhaes, no William Saliba. He's not fit even to be on the bench. And as for Chelsea, we've got Esteban Willian back in the starting lineup for the first time since September in the Premier League. Oh my word, there is so much at stake so early on. It's only match week 13. There is no time to rest. It is stressful times at Stamford Bridge. Let's hope that Chelsea can get the business done here today. Well, both teams coming off magnificent results midweek against European giants. Chelsea beating Barcelona 3-0. Bayern Munich getting tonked 4-1 by Arsenal. And we're all but set for the start of kickoff here. This is extremely stressful. I'm on my knees for a victory, and we're off and running at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea looking to close the gap to 3 points at the top here today. Must-win scenario for Chelsea if we are to keep within touching distance of Arsenal. And if Arsenal win today, well, that's 7 points ahead of Manchester City in 2nd position. Chelsea start this game at 4th. A win here will take us back into 2nd. And there's no time to relax here. Chelsea with the goal kick as Bukayo Saka loses the duel to Marc Cucurella, who was magnificent against Lamine Yamal midweek. Arsenal, who was so impressive against Bayern Munich, especially in that second half, where they totally outplayed the Bavarian giants. Well, in the last 5 games for both teams, 4 wins, and only the one game where both teams have dropped points. Ironically, it was to Sunderland. Arsenal dropping points with the draw there in a very last gasp equalizer for Brian Brobby as Sunderland got that shock 3 points at Stamford Bridge, which feels an eternity ago. A lot has happened since then. It's so nervous here. Chelsea have to get to a good start. This is the best opportunity they're going to get against Arsenal here. Haven't beaten them for time now. João Pedro putting pressure on David Raya. Mikel Merino dropping deep. That's a good pass forward. Might be a foul there. Mikel Merino will pick up those pockets and drop deep to link up play. As for Chelsea, João Pedro, who didn't play against Barcelona, had complete 90-minute rest, now has an opportunity against 2 centre-halves who haven't played together in the Premier League, Piero Hincapié and Christian Mosquera. Both have been able deputies, but it's time for both of them to step up here. For Chelsea, Rob Sanchez in goal with the back four of Cucurella, Trevor Chalobah, Wesley Fofana and Malo Gusto. Midfield pivot of Reece James. Oh, brilliant tackle there by Cucurella. That shouldn't be a foul there. He is touch tight on Bukayo Saka. Anthony Taylor, the referee today. Of course, he's got a long history with Chelsea, doesn't he? Reece James quickly nose to nose with Anthony Taylor. Christian Mosquera under pressure immediately gives that to Bukayo Saka. You can see Cucurella not allowing... Oh, that is not a foul. No way, that's a foul there. He's got the ball first before going through Saka. You can understand why Cucurella was almost in disbelief about that decision. Free kick for Arsenal. Well, set pieces is something that Chelsea will have to be mindful about throughout the game here. Here's Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Tries to go on the outside. Pedro Neto helping out defensively. Well done there by Pedro Neto. Last touch might have come off Neto. It hasn't. It's come off Saka, who looks pretty bemused with that decision. Goal kick for Chelsea. Well, Mikel Arteta and Arsenal have built a squad capable of competing on all fronts this season. Even though they're missing players, they're still such a strong outfit. They have Victor Gyökeres and Gabriel Jesus back on the bench, but no Leandro Trossard and William Saliba. Oni Madueke is on the bench too here. Reece James in the middle of the park. Got a bit of space opening up here. Here's Esteban Willian to Enzo Fernandez, who was outstanding against Barcelona midweek. Here's Trevor Chalobah. Finds Wesley Fofana. With Wesley Fofana back fit again. Ooh, Caicedo's been robbed there, but by Declan Rice. Nibbling at the heels of the Ecuadorian. Chelsea have to make sure that they move the ball quickly here. Arsenal will be at our heels, at our throats throughout the match here. Moises Caicedo, slightly rattled here by Mikel Merino. Yep, clear foul there by Declan Rice. Chelsea have to score the first goal here. Just feels like if Arsenal get the first, could be a very, very long evening for the Blues. Here's Wesley Fofana. Finds Malo Gusto. Nicely done there for brilliantly passed. Reece James, brilliant again. Enzo Fernandez feeds it onto the left-hand side. Nobody's there. Should be a foul. Should be a yellow card even. You can see there Reece James had nipped forward there and Martin Zubimendi picks up a yellow card. Well, Malo Gusto with a very clever pass around the corner and Reece James was barreling through. Clear foul there by Martin Zubimendi. It's a yellow card for the Spanish midfielder who will have to walk the tightrope here in the match. Reece James had nipped forward there and Martin Zubimendi picks up a yellow card. But Chelsea now have to make sure that we're at Arsenal's throats here, especially with Zubimendi now. Can't make any more reckless challenges. Nice pass there by Sanchez to Reece James. Here's Wesley Fofana. Good to see Fofana fit again, ready to go. Trevor Chalobah put under pressure. Sanchez having to go along on his left foot. Calafiori gets there first. Throw in for Chelsea. Well, Pedro Neto is playing as the left winger today. He's going to have to double up and make sure that Bukayo Saka is kept under a tight leash here. He is Arsenal's most dangerous player. Good header there by Joao Pedro. Estevan Willian gets there ahead of Calafiori. Brilliant there from the Italian. On the turn, shows his strength. That would give Joao Pedro a lot of encouragement, winning those headers against the Arsenal centre-backs. Raya, the misplaced clearance. Chelsea have the ball again. Good start here for the Blues. My heart is beating out of my chest here. I'm so nervous. This game could really go either way. If Arsenal win today, they'll feel that even though it's early days, might be one hand on the trophy already. Chalobah does brilliantly there. Gets away from Martinelli. That's a poor pass there from Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea need to just calm down here early stages. I'm sure everybody's eager to impress, be on the front foot. But calmness has to be exercised. Here's Christian Mosquera. £10 million acquisition from Valencia in the summer. Shrewd business from Andrea Berta, the technical director for Arsenal. What a summer he's had. Not just improving their starting 11, but their bench now looks absolutely brilliant there. Caicedo, the forceful challenge on Jurrien Timber. Timber not getting that decision. Throw in for Chelsea. Mikel Arteta convinced that there was a foul there on Jurrien Timber. I think he might have a case there. Caicedo might have committed a foul. Chelsea get the decision. And big match feels here at Stamford Bridge. We need the bridge to be absolutely rocking and make it a hostile ground for Arsenal. Here's Enzo Fernandez starting at number 10. Cole Palmer, of course, is on the bench. Chelsea's bench does look very strong with Garnacho, Andres Santos, Cole Palmer, and Liam Delap. Mosquera finds Piero Hincapié. David Raya got chipped from the halfway line nearly by Richarlison last weekend. Arsenal were thoroughly dominant in that game. Ebreze scoring a hat-trick, of course. First for his boyhood club against the side that he nearly joined in the summer. Yeah, this is familiar here with both teams, just not willing to make a mistake in the early stages. Here's Christian Mosquera to Piero Hincapié. A couple of Ecuadorians in the match here. Hincapié and Moises Caicedo waving the Ecuadorian flag high in the Premier League. Hincapié, of course, on loan from Bayer Leverkusen with an obligation to buy. Nice play there by Martin Zubomendi. Gets away from Enzo Fernandez. Here's Calafiori. Gives it to Declan Rice. Him alongside Martin Zubomendi, the first choice pivot here for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. And they have given Arsenal the base with the technicality and the physicality to really steamroll past teams in the Premier League. Just the one loss for Arsenal in the league so far, and that was to Liverpool early on in the campaign. Gusto, nice turn there by the captain Reece James, finds Enzo Fernandez. Here's Moises Caicedo, Chelsea keeping it short, looking to move around the Arsenal midfield. Here's Wesley Fofana, gets it back from Trevor Chalobah. Onto the right hand side to Esteban Willian. Esteban was absolutely scorching against Barcelona, scored that magnificent second goal on his weaker right foot too. Thumped it past John Garcia. Here's Calafiori, no pressure on the ball here. Here's Ebreze, finds Jurrien Timber. First choice right back for Arsenal now that his ACL injuries are well behind now. Ooh, that's a heavy touch there by Declan Rice, inviting Reece James forward, but he's somehow find the pass to Ricardo Calafiori. Here's Piero Hincapié. 10 minutes on the clock, 0-0 the scoreline at Stamford Bridge. Fully expected both teams to have a cagey start here. Neither willing to make a mistake. Look at Cucurella pressing Bukayo Saka. And Cucurella has followed Saka all the way forward. Oh, it's a yellow card for Marc Cucurella. That is a bit of a problem here for Chelsea now, with Cucurella having to walk the tightrope. 2 early yellow cards. One for Zubomendi and now one for Marc Cucurella. Both Spaniards getting booked. Just over 10 minutes on the clock. You can see Cucurella trying to be as aggressive as possible, following Bukayo Saka all the way there. Arteta getting the decision his way. Well, now Zubomendi and Marc Cucurella, the two Spaniards, on a booking here. Cucurella has to be careful now. He'll have to be touch tight and aggressive with Bukayo Saka. But now he has to make sure that he's treading the waters carefully here. Free kick for Arsenal. Declan Rice looks for that quick switch. Fofana has tracked the run. Brilliant touch there by Martinelli. Fofana recovers well, clears that away. Declan Rice heads that back into the mix. Reece James with a powerful header. Onto the left-hand side, a bit of space opening up here. Slide pass. Well defended there by Trevor Chalobah on the cover. Make sure that he was quickly on his toes. Chelsea defence has to be switched on here. Especially with Arsenal, their set pieces, their throw-ins, their corners. Yes, there's no Gabriel Magalhaes, but there's still plenty of threats that Arsenal have throughout their team here. Declan Rice will get ready to throw this one in. Of course, released by Chelsea at the age of 13. Now has made his home at Arsenal. Well, £300 million players on show here. Enzo, Caicedo and Declan Rice all there. Ebreze thought about the shot. Brilliant control here. Saka on the right hand side. It's open up. Bukayo Saka saved by Sanchez. Chelsea fall asleep there. And now Joao Pedro can lead the Chelsea counter-attack here. Brilliant carry there back. Oh, should be a foul and a yellow card. There it is. Well, a flurry of bookings in the early stages. Christian Mosquera picks up a yellow card. It's all three Spaniards booked here. Mosquera, Zubomendi and Marc Cucurella all getting a yellow card. They're brilliant by Joao Pedro, but Chelsea falling asleep at the far stick here. The defending has to be better. Look at that. Bukayo Saka cannot be in this kind of space. He might have been offside if that goal went in. Tried to just sneak it past Rob Sanchez. Good save by the Spanish keeper. Chelsea have to do better with the set pieces. Cannot allow Arsenal to have any sort of comeback here. Oh, Chelsea taking a risk. Sanchez with a loose ball forward. Oh, should be offside surely. Declan Rice taking a needless touch. Rob Sanchez, you cannot be passing that way, mate. You cannot be doing that. A lot of nerves, and understandably so. Sanchez, very poor. We saw this 2 seasons ago, where Chelsea were 2-0 up and cruising at Stamford Bridge. Sanchez made that criminal pass to Declan Rice in the second half. Well, Sanchez is slowly but surely building his reputation back here after taking a beating in the last 2 seasons. Now undisputedly a number 1. Again, a long ball forward. João Pedro looking to just feed the pass to Pedro Neto. Raya clears. Good header there by Trevor Chalobah. Mosquera heads. So does Enzo Fernandez. Piero Hincapié. Anywhere will do kind of clearance. Gabriel Martinelli trying to make himself a nuisance. Well defended there by Wesley Fofana. And we need to see a lot more reassurance there by Sanchez. Oh my goodness me. Somehow finds Esteval Willian. Esteval gets away from Declan Rice. Good pass here for Reece James. Gets away from Ebre Eze. Might be a foul there. It isn't. Play continues. Ooh, Caicedo gets spun there, but Chelsea quickly on their heels here. There's absolutely no time in midfield for either team. Wesley Fofana finds Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea trying to upset the rhythm of Arsenal. We've seen Arsenal start off games slowly, but in their second halves, they have been so much better and more dangerous. Oh, Chelsea's passing out the back has been shocking here so far. Oh, my goodness me. Chelsea really do need to calm down here. Jurrien Timber gets away from Pedro Neto. Finds Piero Hincapié. Arsenal looking a lot more composed on the ball than Chelsea. Here's Calafiori. Mikel Merino gives it away to Enzo Fernandez. Sweeps it onto the right-hand side for Esteval Willian. Here's the young Brazilian. Esteval Willian taking on Calafiori. Ball into the box. Gets away from Pedro Neto. Good block there by Declan Rice. Superb play there from the England number 6. Pedro Neto from the left wing finds himself in E1 position to try and pull the trigger there. Good play again there from Esteval Willian. So direct. Oh, Caicedo loses out against Ebre Eze. Brilliant from Caicedo, who loses his balance and somehow keeps the ball. Chelsea need to be a lot more assured here. Short pass here for Trevor Chalobah. Enzo Fernandez under pressure. Gets away from Zubimendi. Onto the left-hand side is Pedro Neto. Again, good closing down there by Jurrien Timber. Enzo Fernandez needs to try and dictate the tempo. Yes, he's playing as number 10. Has to often drop deep and help out defensively because Arsenal like to crowd out that central areas. You can see Mikel Arteta is so close to joining the action here. Cucurella gets away from... Nicely done there by Bukayo Saka. Here's Calafiori to Piero Hincapié. And Reece James pressing Declan Rice. Here's Christian Mosquera. An opportunity to go long, which he does very well here, David Raya. Good header there by Wesley Fofana. Cleared away by Marc Cucurella. Arsenal do have the ball here. Settling in nicely at the bridge. Chelsea have to make sure that Arsenal don't look comfortable errant there from Zubimendi. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Might look for the switch. Instead goes to Wesley Fofana on the right-hand side. Chelsea looking to be comfortable on the ball here. Here's Trevor Chalobah. Finds Wesley Fofana on the right-hand side. Here's Esteval Willian hugging the touchline on the right-hand side. Ooh, nearly gets away from Calafiori. Throw in for the Blues. Malo Gusto has to make sure that his positioning is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant there from João Pedro. Esteval Willian drops the shoulder. Finds João Pedro on the right-hand side. Ball into the box. Cleared away. It's Esteval Willian. Oh my goodness me. Who blazes over on his right foot. First big opportunity in the match. Again, it's João Pedro. So clever with this header. Esteval Willian does so well here. João Pedro picks his head up. Gets a bit fortunate. Esteval falls on his right foot. He's tried to leather that rather than keep that down. It's a huge let-off for Arsenal. Esteval Willian. Again, on a couple of occasions, Chelsea have made their way into the Arsenal box. Brilliant there from Esteval. He's making himself a real presence here. It's a lovely touch there by Pedro Neto to nutmeg Declan Rice. That tackle was brilliant there by Rice. There's a couple of attacks back. Now Chelsea know that they can get at the Arsenal defense here. Ebre Eze tries to get away from Caicedo. Reece James does brilliantly. Caicedo finds Malo Gusto. Chelsea once again opting for the safe pass here. Back to Rob Sanchez. Well, two decent chances for Chelsea. One for Pedro Neto, which was blocked. And the second one, the Estevao chance, which was smashed over. Malo Gusto does well. There's a lot of space for Estevao on the right-hand side. Drifts inward. Estevao Willian! Well, he is a confident boy. He does not need a second invitation. Again, space opening up. Chelsea finding space in midfield here. Once they knock a couple of passes around the Arsenal press, they're very much in business. Good run there by Malo Gusto to go across, opening up the space for Estevao, who just looked to bend that into the top corner. Two chances already for Estevao Willian, one on his left and one on his right foot. Here's Christian Mosquera into the 20th minute. Nervous times at Stamford Bridge until that first goal goes in. This game is very much on a knife's edge. A lot of space here for Riccardo Calafiori in the central area. Chelsea caught napping here nearly. Here's Gabriel Martinelli. Finds Calafiori. Mikel Merino waiting for options. Well defended there by Wesley Fofana. Brilliant from the Frenchman. Lets that go for Reece James. Surely a handball there. Has to give that as a handball. Anthony Taylor right in front of him. He doesn't give it. Play continues here. Into the 20th minute. Rice finds Eze. Here's Piero Hincapié to Christian Mosquera. And Mosquera's errant clearance fell so kindly to Estevao Willian there. Here's Saka up against Cucurella. Oh, brilliant there from Caicedo. Zubimendi. Oh, that's a poor pass. Zubimendi has not started the game well here for Arsenal. It's not the first time that he has misplaced a pass. Good pressure being applied here from Chelsea, making sure that the Arsenal midfielders don't have this game in their favour here. Sanchez to Chalobah. Chalobah drives forward. Good carry there from the Cobham graduate. Finds Reece James, the captain. Here's Wesley Fofana. And Reece James in the pivot once again alongside Moises Caicedo. Just over 20 minutes play the game. For the first time really settling down. Sanchez decides to go long here. Calafiori wins the first header. Malo Gusto putting pressure. Ooh, that might be a foul there by Enzo Fernandez. It isn't. Ball first. Last touch coming off. Gabriel Martinelli. It's a throw-in for Chelsea. Well, in terms of chances, Chelsea have had the better of the two teams in the first 20 minutes. Pedro Neto with a shot blocked. Lovely bit of play there by Joao Pedro. What a touch. That is Enzo Fernandez. Critical interception there by Yurian Timber. Well, Joao Pedro is really linking up play so well in the early stages here. He's been at the heart of everything good that Chelsea have done in this first half so far. Enzo Fernandez busting a gut to make that box crashing run. His first touch was excellent. Trevor Chalobah teasing the press there by Ebreze. Nearly halfway through the first half. Sanchez decides to go long for Pedro Neto. Should be a comfortable header there. Again, Saka up against Cucurella. Cucurella so tight to Saka. He has to be careful here. He'll have one warning, and we know Anthony Taylor loves to give a decision against Chelsea, so we cannot afford to give any decision to the hands of the ref here today. 2 yellow cards for Arsenal, 1 for Chelsea. Joao Pedro putting pressure on Christian Mosquera. Throw in for Chelsea. It's Joao Pedro once again working tirelessly in the forward line here. Moises Caicedo finds Pedro Neto to Marc Cucurella. Here's Trevor Chalobah. Reece James. Back to Chalobah. Cucurella left it quite short there for Sanchez. Reece James. Chelsea playing out the back far too comfortably for my liking. As Sanchez decides to go long here. Malo Gusto busting a gut to make that forward run. Ueze with an errant pass here. Joao Pedro feeds it onto the right-hand side for Estevao Willian. Oh, that's a heavy pass there for Gusto. Chelsea getting closer and closer here. It's just a matter of time before we stitch a real attack. And Enzo Fernandez with a brilliant first touch then. Yurian Timber with a critical block. Lovely from Enzo. Arsenal playing out the back hurriedly here. Hincapié forced to go long. Caicedo nicks the ball. Joao Pedro might be onside here. He is. Malo Gusto on the right-hand side. Finds Estevao Willian. Chelsea in the Arsenal box once again. Estevao cut back. Oh, that's a weak cross. Straight into the grasps of David Raya. Chelsea really putting pressure on Arsenal here. That first goal still elusive. We know that Arsenal in the second half are a completely different entity. Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo and Reece James in the midfield. Of course, trying to make their presence known. We do have a trump card, an ace in the hole with Cole Palmer on the bench. Really hope we don't have to use Cole Palmer, but if we are chasing the result at some point, we have to bring on Cole Palmer. Cucurella has to be careful. Chelsea taking a chance. Well done there by Chelsea again. It almost feels like Chelsea might be the masters of their own downfall in terms of needless chances given away. Well, Gabriel Martinelli scored that fourth goal against Bayern München. Third goal, rather. Again, Joao Pedro pinning Christian Mosquera back there. Good turn away. Piero Nketiah finds Christian Mosquera. Ebreze dropping deep. Caicedo just throws him to the ground there. Moises Caicedo trying to be touch tight with the Arsenal number 10. Well, Martin Odegaard is back on the bench, the Arsenal captain. Just see how Arteta adjusts his tactic once Martin Odegaard goes back in the fray as the number 10. Maybe Ebreze plays as the left winger. Just over 25 minutes on the clock. 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. Again, Arsenal using the long balls here. Pedro Neto helps out defensively well. Cucurella clears. Surely a foul there. It's Mikel Merino on Moises Caicedo. Couple of fouls here for Mikel Merino already. Chelsea should make sure that Anthony Taylor has got his count right. Free kick for Chelsea in their own half. If this is a boxing match, Chelsea just about edge it in terms of points, but they haven't made that killer blow at the Arsenal goal yet. Esteban Willian with the best chance in the match so far. He has scored some big goals in his nascent career at Chelsea already, scoring against Liverpool in that 96th minute winner. Then, of course, against Barcelona midweek. He scored 3 Champions League goals, Esteban Willian. Good pass there. Again, Calafiori caught in no man's land. Brilliant there by Reece James. Drives away from Calafiori. Surely a foul. That has to be a yellow card for Ricardo Calafiori, and it is. That's the 3rd yellow card for Arsenal. Calafiori, the latest to be booked. Again, he finds himself on the right-hand side. Reece James does so well to get first there and then drive away from Calafiori, which is a cynical foul by the Italian fullback right in front of Anthony Taylor. Arsenal have 3 players on a booking already here. I think Mikel Arteta has given clear instructions that he might have to commit cynical fouls to stop Chelsea. Mosquera, Zubimendi and Calafiori all on a yellow card so far. Free kick for Chelsea. Reece James has deferred it to Pedro Neto. Ball into the box. Decent. It's cleared away. Joao Pedro will look to retrieve. Here is the Brazilian. He's got 4 Premier League goals for the Blues. Gets away from the challenge. Joao Pedro with a bit of Joga Bonito. Last touch might have come off Calafiori. I think it might have taken a touch of Joao Pedro. Out for a goal kick. Well, Joao Pedro trying to razzle and dazzle on that right flank. Calafiori will be feeling a whole lot better now that Chelsea don't make use of that free kick. A point here isn't the worst result for Arsenal, really. Still extend their lead at the top. Again, a long ball forward. Sanchez plays sweeper-keeper comfortably. Nicely done there by Rob Sanchez. Well, Arsenal are using the long ball pretty well here. They are trying to isolate Chelsea, especially on that left-hand side for Cucurella. In terms of possession, very little to separate the two teams. Throw in for Arsenal. Have had just the 1 attempt so far. Bit of gamesmanship going on from both teams as Jurrien Timber takes the throw in here. Enzo Maresca has beaten the champions of Europe in the Club World Cup, beaten the champions of England early on, and then the champions of Spain in a comfortable 3-0 manner. Foul given against Arsenal. Declan Rice not happy with that decision. Enzo Maresca and Mikel Arteta, both Pep disciples, really raging in the touchline there. Declan Rice still having a go at Anthony Taylor. Oh, that was a foul throw there by Jurrien Timber, was it? Cucurella with a better throw. Nketiah clears. Mosquera's header is not accurate, forcing Jurrien Timber back. David Raya clears. Caicedo, brilliant bit of play there to find. Oh, lovely header there by Enzo Fernandez. Can Joao Pedro get there first? He has. It's not a foul. Still play continues. Joao Pedro. Oh, what a poor pass that is from Joao Pedro. Pedro Neto somehow gets the ball back. Chelsea have to take advantage of the chances here. Enzo Fernandez on the left-hand side. Oh, it's Jurrien Timber with the tackle. Chelsea convinced that was a foul. Chelsea have to get a move on here. Oh, Joao Pedro has to do better there, especially with the ball on that occasion. Getting closer and closer. Well, no team has entered the Arsenal box as much as the Blues have. Keep making inroads. Pedro Neto. Late offside flag has been raised. Oh, Joao Pedro, you have to do better there, my friend. Brilliant play this from Enzo Fernandez to win that header. Piero Hincapié with a shocking touch. And once he's there, he could have found Esteval Willian. Instead, he went for Pedro Neto instead. Joao Pedro has to do better. Piero Hincapié would have had his heart in his mouth. Yeah, this is where Joao Pedro has to shoot. He sees Calafiori. He does well to keep his balance. Here, Esteval was begging for the ball, but Joao Pedro has his head down on that occasion. 30 minutes played. 0-0 at the bridge. Arsenal have had just the one attempt so far. Chelsea have done so well to keep Arsenal from goal. Still a long way in this match. We know that Arsenal in the second half are a completely different team, and that's why Chelsea have to get the opening goal. Malo Gusto gets beaten by Riccardo Calafiori. Brilliant there from the Italian. Oh, Cucurella has to be careful. He is. Enzo Fernandez feeds the ball onto the right-hand side. Malo Gusto with a heavy touch. Chelsea on the break here. He's got Esteval on the right-hand side. Esteval Willian drops the shoulder. Esteval thought about the shot. Enzo Fernandez, it's straight at David Raya. Chelsea with yet another attempt at the Arsenal goal here. Caicedo bites into the challenge. Malo Gusto's there first. Throw in for Arsenal. Enzo Fernandez once again makes the late run into the box. Esteval times his run well. This is where he's so dangerous. He can go both sides. He's unselfish and just hangs it out to Enzo Fernandez. Well, Esteval Willian has made a real impact in this match already. Christian Mosquera finds David Raya. Again, it's Declan Rice. Feeds it to Mosquera. Again, it's a poor pass there. Chelsea nick it forward. Here's Joao Pedro. Oh, he's been crowded out. He's taking far too much time on the ball there. Joao Pedro has to be decisive with his touches here. Marc Cucurella closing down Bukayo Saka. He has to be careful here, Marc. He cannot keep making these challenges on Bukayo Saka. This will be his last warning, that's for sure. I think Enzo Maresca in the second half has to take off Marc Cucurella here. He's made 2 fouls on Bukayo Saka already on a yellow card. The two captains having a word here with Anthony Taylor. Well, Chelsea, having done so well, cannot allow Arsenal to have any sort of route in this match here. Cucurella, well, you like to applaud the way that he is being touch tight to Saka. These are not good fouls that he's committing here, right into front of the referee too. Cucurella, fix up, mate. That's 2 fouls he's made. He's far too aggressive on that occasion. After getting the man of the match midweek, after that brilliant performance against Lamine Yamal, he cannot go and pick up a red card here. Here's Cucurella having to jockey Jurrien Timber. Timber finds Mikel Merino. Oh, that's a heavy foul there. No, it isn't. Play continues here. Ebreze feeds onto the left-hand side to Martinelli. Brilliant there by Fofana. Well, Merino and Caicedo both feeling the effects of that challenge there. Moises Caicedo in some pain. Mikel Merino also in pain. Is there a yellow card? Not sure really. Merino looks okay, but it seems that Moises Caicedo is in some discomfort here. He's gone biting into the challenge there on Mikel Merino. Right on the ankle, he really does look in some pain here. This is not good news for Chelsea. Rarely see Moises Caicedo in such pain. Ooh, that's a foul there by Caicedo. He has left one on Mikel Merino. That is not a good challenge by Moises Caicedo. And he's caught Mikel Merino with a high challenge with pace. Heart and mouth moments here for Chelsea. Again, we cannot be our masters of our own downfall here. Marc Cucurella and Moises Caicedo, two of our set players. Well, Caicedo having made the challenge. He is still on the ground here. This is not good news for Chelsea. I think his race is run here. Moises Caicedo. He's landed very, very awkwardly by the looks of it. Mikel Merino still on the ground here. That is a heavy challenge there by Moy. That's not a good one there from Moises Caicedo. It's on the ankle of Mikel Merino too, so have to make sure that Marc Cucurella and Moises Caicedo. I'm sure Caicedo is going to pick up a yellow card here. He's testing out his ankle. Chelsea do have Andre Santos on the bench. And Moises Caicedo, having nursed his injury somehow. You can see there Anthony Taylor just waiting for the right moment to book Moises Caicedo here. The yellow card will be brandished to Moises Caicedo. That's 3 yellow cards for Arsenal, 2 for Chelsea. Moises Caicedo and Marc Cucurella both booked. Caicedo can have no complaints there. What's happening here? Is Anthony Taylor being called to the monitor? If that's the case, oh my goodness me, is Caicedo going to get sent off here? We talked about Chelsea not self-imploding here. It's a heavy challenge. Oh my God, that's a red, isn't it? That is a bad challenge by Caicedo. It's going to be a red card. I cannot believe it, man. I mean, Marc Cucurella with some heavy challenges. Caicedo with a reckless one on Mikel Merino. And it looks like Chelsea, the masters of their own downfall here. I would be very, very surprised if the yellow card is overturned to a red here. Moises Caicedo, you're not going to survive that one, my friend. I mean, I cannot believe it, man. Chelsea have really not matured as a team here. It's going to be a red card. It's a straight red too. Moises Caicedo will miss nearly 60 minutes of this match. And then 3 games after this one, Chelsea having done so well to limit Arsenal. My goodness me. I'm absolutely speechless, man. Moises Caicedo gets a red card. This is so deflating. It just kills the game here for us, man. Absolutely destroys us. I mean, talk about undoing all the good work in the first half. Moises Caicedo picks up his first red card for Chelsea and the worst possible game to pick up a red here. I mean, how many times are we going to be the masters of our own downfall? It is shocking from Caicedo. We can have no complaints. There's no reason for that, Moy. I mean, that is such a bad challenge. It is completely deflating and just swings the game away, man. Just kills the game for us. We're in real trouble now, and Arsenal on the front foot. 2 red cards for Chelsea. 1 against Manchester United, 1 against Arsenal. We've got a red card against Brighton too. I mean, this is... We finally break that curse of red cards, and our most important player goes and does that. It is so poor from Moises Caicedo. It kills us for the rest of the match here. And now Chelsea will have to play in a deep block. And if Arsenal score, the game is over. Just kills it, man. Absolutely kills it. Throw in for Arsenal. Chelsea have to survive this first half now. Arsenal having struggled the entirety of the first half. Now have the man advantage. Here's Ebreze. Now we'll have the freedom of getting away from the shackles of Moises Caicedo. Here's Jurrien Timber. Here's Bukayo Saka. Again, we have to be careful that Marc Cucurella is on a yellow card and on his last warning too. I think Enzo Maresca might have to make a change on that occasion too. Arsenal have 3 yellow cards. The only hope we have is one of the players getting a yellow card here. Arsenal keep picking up yellow cards here. It's the 4th yellow card. It's Piero Hincapié, the latest to pick up the yellow. It is an elbow on Trevor Chalobah. Well, that's 4 Arsenal players with a yellow card. Cucurella's got a yellow. He's on his last legs. Caicedo with a straight red. Oh man, just such a deflating red card to give, especially when we played so well in the first half. We really are the masters of our own downfall, aren't we? What a huge advantage this is for Arsenal to play most of the second half against 10 men. Enzo Maresca will be fuming from inside, knowing his game plan worked to a T before that red. Well, once again, Anthony Taylor having a word with both the captains. Was an elbow by Piero Hincapié, but does not warrant a red card, that's for sure. But 4 Arsenal players on a booking. Chelsea need to try and level the playing field here and get one of the Arsenal players sent off here. That's the only way I feel that we can get a result here. Trevor Chalobah. I mean, only us, man. Only us. When are we going to learn? Trevor Chalobah getting back on his feet gingerly here. Chelsea trying to put pressure on Anthony Taylor. Maybe have a look at the screen for that Hincapié challenge. Well, Chalobah getting his clock clean there with the elbow. Seems that he might be okay to continue. Well, Trevor Chalobah showcasing his wounds there. He really has been clocked on the cheekbone there and not on the... It is a high elbow. And Anthony Taylor's looking right at it, you know. He's caught him right under the eye. Well, Arsenal, from their point of view, they cannot try and level the playing field here. From their point of view, they have the big advantage, having played very little football. 2 minutes plus added on time remain in this first half. It's been a feisty, fiery match here. Chelsea down to 10. If you win a game here, it would be an absolute crazy result. Well, as much as it's not the right thing, but Marc Cucurella has to come off in the second half for Chelsea. We have to make a couple of changes because We cannot go down to 9, that's for sure. Now you can see there, Arsenal so comfortable on the ball. It's such a devastating red card to concede, man. We've not seen Arsenal like this. It's for the first time in the match. It's the best part of 44 minutes. And now they're finally in our half, all their players. Chelsea have to put in a shift here. Mosquera. Saka. Again, Cucurella has to be careful. Saka shifts his balance nicely. It's Urian Timber. Good defending there by Trevor Chalobah. It's Arsenal's first corner of the match. And into the 45th minute here. Just shows you how the game has just finally started to swing here for Arsenal. Chelsea have done so well to restrict the corners too. We've had no corners in the match so far. The first one falls to the Gunners. So deflating, man. Corner for Arsenal. Can they use their man advantage? Have to be careful. Ball delivered in the box. Sanchez with a brilliant claim. And he goes for the quick release here. And Pedro Neto is on the left-hand side. Can't take on Ebreze. Instead goes in field. Here's Pedro Neto. Does well to keep the ball. Here's Malo Gusto on the right-hand side. Chelsea, can we get a goal before half-time? It would be really unlikely. Estevao delivers. Well defended there by Arsenal. Here's Wesley Fofana. On the right-hand side. Malo Gusto combines with Pedro Neto. Gets away from Declan Rice. Brilliant there from Rice. And now Arsenal looking to break. We're into stoppage time here in the first half. Here's Eberechi Eze. Arsenal on the move here. It's Declan Rice. Gabriel Martinelli. What a save, Sanchez. Oh, wow. That is brilliant there from Sanchez. Good pass this. Declan Rice does very well. Martinelli's first time effort. Sanchez sees that so late. It's a magnificent save. Well, Chelsea need heroics at the back. Here's Estevao Willian. Reece James now barreling forward with the strike against Piero Hincapié. But both Calafiori and Hincapié are on yellow cards. Here's Malo Gusto. Gets away from the challenge. Here's Trevor Chalobah. Finds Wesley Fofana. Estevao Willian. Oh man, still not over that red card. It's just killed us, man. Really has killed us. Hincapié clears. Well, Arsenal have been nowhere near their best in this first half, and that's full credit to Chelsea. The way we stifled them, limited their chances. That was only Arsenal's second attempt. Ooh, Sanchez. Might be a handball there by Eze. It's right in front of the referee too. Enzo Fernandez has to play on. You has to be careful. Ball played forward. Cucurella should clear. Chelsea on the ropes here. Heavy touch there by Urian Timber. Cleared away. João Pedro trying to give the chase now to... I mean... just when I had some sort of hope, some sort of inkling that we might be able to beat Arsenal after such a long time. It was 2-2 2 seasons ago, 1-1 last season. Pedro Neto, of course, got our equalizer. Another corner here for Arsenal. My goodness me, the momentum has completely shifted. The pendulum has swung. Second corner for Arsenal. If Arsenal score just before half-time, this game is over. It really is over. Well, Chelsea have had enough practice playing with 10 men, but not against a team with such high quality as Arsenal. It is so deflating, man. Had them. We absolutely had them today. Corner for Arsenal. Declan Rice to deliver. Chelsea have defended well. They have to continue. Whip ball into the box. Sanchez punches. Gabriel Martinelli with a heavy touch. Estevao Willian heads that forward to Pedro Neto. Chelsea looking to lead a counter-attack here. Here's Pedro Neto. Does well to keep the ball safe here. Malo Gusto finds Reece James here. Chelsea looking for an unlikely goal that would really change the complexion. What a ball that is by Reece James too. Malo Gusto. It's Pedro Neto rather. It's on the right hand side. Ball into the box. Cleared away. Here's Malo Gusto again. Cross comes in. Oh, Chelsea can't take advantage. Again, Cucurella has to be careful. Cannot commit a foul here. Please be careful, Cuckoo. Please, please. Oh my god. Oh, thank goodness. Bukayo Saka rolls the challenge. Mikel Merino goes back to David Raya. Pump forward. Calafiori can't get there first. Well, Chelsea's best case scenario will be to take this 0-0 at half time. Lovely there by Reece James. Enzo Fernandez under pressure. Urian Timber with the foul. Free kick for Chelsea. That is not good there from Reece James right in front of the referee too. Again, we need to show experience. We need to show leadership here. And as a collective, have to raise our collective by 10%. Moises Caicedo picking up that red card. That straight red, which means that he'll miss the next 3 games for Chelsea. Might be the final action of the first half. Punted forward. João Pedro makes the ball stick. Does brilliantly well again. João Pedro has held the ball up so well for us. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Tries to go away from Christian Mosquera. Enzo does well. Trying to get away from Mosquera. It'll be a throw in. Mosquera with a bit of theatrics there. Chelsea have to make sure that we don't give Arsenal another advantage here. I think the half-time whistle has finally been blown, and what has been a feisty match here. Oh, clearly, Christian Mosquera with a bit of theatrics there. Nothing anywhere near his face. Goes down like a ton of bricks. And the half-time whistle has been signalled at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea having played so well in the first half. Handing the initiative to Arsenal, with Moises Caicedo getting a straight red card. Completely killing all our momentum in that match. But it's half-time here at the Bridge. It's Chelsea 0, Arsenal 0. Well, it's going to be a hectic second half for Chelsea, that's for sure. Down to 10. Having done so well before the red card. I mean, the way that we nullified Arsenal was excellent to watch. They had very few chances. And with Marc Cucurella on a yellow card and on his final warning, Chelsea have to be careful here. Because if he gets a yellow, the game is so done that it's not even funny. Arsenal have 4 yellow cards, which means Chelsea have to make sure that we can try and even the odds here, because we need something to go our way in terms of a decision. Anthony Taylor, having looked at VAR, gave Moises Caicedo a straight red card, which means Moy will not just miss the rest of this game, putting Chelsea under real pressure. He'll miss the next 3 too. So I really hope Enzo Maresca does not go overly defensive in the second half. He might. I have a feeling that Estevan Willian might come off in the second half, which with Andre Santos replacing him. You don't need another centre-back, that's for sure. But we know that Arsenal in second half of games, they are a powerful unit, and they will take full advantage. Chelsea need to try and employ some of the dark arts here and try and get one of the 4 Arsenal players who have been booked to get a red card here. That's the only way I feel that Chelsea can get 3 points here. Otherwise, it's going to be a really hectic 45 minutes. I mean, I cannot believe it, man. We are our own worst enemies, aren't we? Is that 7 red cards in the season already? We have not even hit December. The disciplinary issues we thought were finally behind us, but Moises Caicedo picking up that straight red card. The way that he was, I think, a little too jazzed up for this game. Cannot happen here, especially in big games like this. I mean, we expected to beat Manchester United. We pick up a straight red card in the 4th minute. And now against Arsenal, having played so well in that first half. Just throwing the result here, man. And if Chelsea can somehow get a point, it would be a good one considering the circumstances. If you can get all 3, huge question marks will be asked of Mikel Arteta and his potential title challenges. Chelsea have to be switched on here. Cannot afford a mistake. No mistakes whatsoever. Have to make sure. I think Marc Cucurella has to come off here in the second half. As much as it's not good for us, I think Reece James on the right and maybe Malo Gusto as the left back. He can try and contain Bukayo Saka to his best of his abilities. But if Enzo Maresca goes far too defensive, just hands the initiative to Arsenal. Well, Arteta deciding that one of his players who's on a tightrope, Ricardo Calafiori, will be withdrawn. Mosquera, Hincapié and Zubimendi are still on a yellow card. Miles Lewis-Kelly being introduced here. I want to see what change Enzo Maresca makes in the second half. The players are nearly out there. As it stands, Chelsea in 3rd. 1 point behind second place Manchester City. Arsenal opening up a 5-point lead at the top as it stands with Manchester City. Well, Cole Palmer is on the bench for us. And if the game is going haywire and against us, we can bring him on at some point. But being down to 10 men, I don't think Cole Palmer coming on at any point will be needed for us. Wait and see how we approach the start of the second half. It's Garnacho's coming on here. And it's Estevan Willian who's coming off. So Maresca going for out of possession play here. Which means that we aren't going too defensive. It's It's just a like-for-like change here, which means Enzo Fernandez will drop in midfield alongside Reece James. Garnacho on the left, Pedro Neto on the right. And I think Marc Cucurella will stay on the pitch here. Well, we're all but set for the start of the second half. Chelsea down to 10, and we'll have to put in a mammoth performance in the next 45 minutes if we are to get anything against the league leaders, as we're off and running for the start of the second half. 0-0 at the bridge. Chelsea down to 10 after Moises Caicedo picked up the straight red card. Again, Hincapié with a foul there on João Pedro. Well, Hincapié, who's already on a yellow card. You can see the Chelsea players immediately crowding Anthony Taylor here. It's only Reece James though. It's a needless foul conceded by Piero Hincapié right at the edge of the box. And let's have a look here. There's not much wrong that Piero has done on that occasion. He's on his final warning here. Already on a yellow card. Now an early foul right on the cheekbone of João Pedro. We've already seen Piero Hincapié attack the cheekbones of Trevor Chalobah. Both teams having made that halftime substitution. Alejandro Garnacho coming on for Estevan Willian, and Miles Lewis-Kelly taking the place of Ricardo Calafiori, who was on a booking. It's a free kick here for Chelsea. And Chelsea have to be careful here in terms of not running or letting their emotions get the better of us here. Have to play like a settled, solid team here. Can't let the emotions get the better of us. This is what big games are all about. Free kick for Chelsea. James and Pedro Neto are over it. Reece James floats that into the box. Decent header. Oh, what a save! David Raya came. He was in no man's land. Quickly adjusts his feet. And that's a brilliant save. What a ball this is. Good header there by João Pedro. And David Raya claws that one out. It wasn't on target, but Raya wasn't to know. Good start into the second half here for Chelsea. Corner for the Blues. Ball into the box. It's a header. It's 1-0 to Chelsea. Yeah! Come on! Let's go! Chelsea celebrate. It might be the last touch that came of Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea have the lead at the bridge. Come on! Oh, that's a huge goal for the Blues now. Mikel Arteta caught with a sucker punch early into the second half. It's Trevor Chalobah who's wheeling away in celebration. Brilliant ball into the box here by Reece James. Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant from Trevor Chalobah. It's the Cobham connection that works a treat here. Outstanding header there from Trevor, just getting a flick on. And it's enough. It's just enough as he gets his second goal of the Premier League. The first one against West Ham, this one against Arsenal. Look at the celebrations on the bench. We know what a big, big goal that is. Trevor Chalobah scores. Chelsea 1 up. Game on. Game on. We did not see that coming in the second half, did we? We thought it's going to be backs to the wall. Chelsea putting the pressure on Arsenal early on. And now Arsenal have to come out and play. They do have the man advantage. Can they break us down? Whew. This game, man, never ceases to amaze you. Here's Piero Hincapié, who's on his last warning, mind you. Chelsea need to try and make this game 10v10 at some point. Garnacho helping out defensively. Here's Jurriën Timber. Cucurella has to be careful. Throughout the match, he's going to have no warnings left. Here's Miles Lewis-Kelly. Again, he'll be inverting from the left-back position, trying to create that extra man in midfield. Here's Hincapié now. Franz Christian Mosquera. Zubimendi. This is going to be a familiar pattern in the second half. Garnacho quickly there to make sure he's up against Bukayo Saka. Saka gets away from Garnacho, gets the shot away. Might have taken a deflection. And Sanchez does brilliantly there to prevent the corner. Well, Chelsea have to make sure that they are spotless, absolutely spotless in this match. Cannot afford any mistakes. Cannot afford. That's brilliant there from Sanchez. Ooh, that might have gone out of play, but he was very clever there. Nearly 5 minutes into the second half. Arsenal have barely gotten out of second gear here. This is where the expectations now will be on Arsenal. Go out there and beat the 10 men of Chelsea. But now having been down a goal, the pressure now on the league leaders. As it stands, Chelsea in second, 3 points behind Arsenal. Here's Declan Rice. Again, this seems that Enzo Maresca might have learnt his lesson, that the game against Manchester United where he just completely abandoned the game after 4 minutes, making all those substitutions. This time, he's made sure that he's a lot more secure and trusts his team. Martinelli tackled by Malo Gusto. Here's Nketiah. Should be a comfortable gather here for Rob Sanchez, and it is. Well, Chelsea will have to employ all the dark arts available here to not just run down the time, also try and get one of the Arsenal players sent off here, because if this is 10v10 as it stands, Chelsea have the best possible opportunity here to go within 3 points of the league leaders, Arsenal. Here's Zubimendi. Nice clip pass here to Bukayo Saka. Cucurella in close attendance. Saka gets the ball, gets away from the challengers. Ooh, Chelsea managed to clear. It's going to be heart and mouth moments for most of this match, that's for sure. Enzo Fernandez battling there to keep the ball. Cucurella does well. Garnacho keeps the ball. Chelsea just hacked that away. Just need to settle in here. As it stands, Arsenal's not just bossing the game here, even though they have the man advantage. Have a head injury here for Enzo Fernandez. It's not a head injury. He might have just taken one on his jaw, signaling that he might have been elbowed there. Nearly lost my voice after Chelsea scored the goal. It was so surprising. Getting one over Arsenal. Liam Delap is being stripped and ready for action here. Chelsea needs someone to try and hold the play. I think João Pedro's played very well. He has missed some critical opportunities in terms of shots and passes. Enzo Maresca might be going like for like here. On the right hand side, a lot of space for Christian Mosquera. Chelsea back into their deep block here. Mosquera, again, Chelsea don't need to press the centre halves. Make sure that Bukayo Saka is kept under a tight leash. Onto the right hand side. Zubimendi to Miles Lewis-Kelly, the second half substitute. Looking to be the difference maker in those central areas. Nketiah. Gabriel Martinelli holding the width down the left hand side, trying to stretch the pitch as much as possible. Here's Martin Zubimendi. Bukayo Saka. Onto the right hand side is Mosquera again. You can see the fullbacks trying to be as high and wide as possible. Timber delivers. Good take there by Rob Sanchez. Looking for a quick release. Has to be careful. Reece James. Oh, brilliant there from Reece. Surely a yellow card there for Miles Lewis-Kelly. It is. And how about that? Miles Lewis-Kelly was brought on to protect and keep it at 10v10. Has picked up a yellow card under 10 minutes into the second half. Reece James is so strong. Miles Lewis-Kelly hauling down his English teammate. And now he's on a booking too. Well, Mikel Arteta made that substitution to protect Ricardo Calafiori and now sees his left back booked. Surprising change here as João Pedro has been taken off and Liam Delap comes in play here. Chelsea going for a lot more physicality up front. João Pedro will feel slightly disappointed, but off and running here. Liam Delap scored against Barcelona. His first goal for the Blues in that 3-0 victory. The third goal that he scored. Yet to score in the Premier League so far. What a game this would be. What a week it would be for Liam Delap if he could score another one here. Ball pushed forward for Timber. Garnacho once again doing his defensive duties. The cross comes into the box. Gusto is there. It's not clear. Pedro Neto has to be careful. He's more than careful. He's very composed. It's a ball forward. Nketiah's header. Again, Reece James. My word, what a performance it has been from Reece. And it's a beautiful pick out there to Alejandro Garnacho. Chelsea looking for the second here. Garnacho goes around the outside. Well blocked. It will be a corner for Chelsea. Reece James is playing one of his best games for the Blues here. His physicality, his crossing, his dribbling, everything on show from the Chelsea captain. Another corner for Chelsea. We've already scored for one. Can we score for another? Chalobah scored that all-important goal. Can he get another? Chelsea won't have too many opportunities from open play. But set piece is a great leveler here. 2 corners each in the match so far. Reece James to deliver. Good ball into the box. It's cleared away. Garnacho has to go to Reece James quickly again if he can. He does. Reece James now delivers the ball into the box. Decent touch there from Fofana. Might be a foul. Play continues. Arsenal not able to clear. Now they can. Pedro Neto, brilliant. Gets across Martinelli on that occasion. Chelsea keep the ball well. Pedro Neto goes all the way back to Rob Sanchez. Well, 10 minutes into the second half, Arsenal have not taken advantage of their extra man here. Noni Madueke and Martin Odegaard both coming on for Arsenal now. Arteta will feel that he has to get his team going here and use that extra man advantage. Noni Madueke scored his first goal for the club against Bayern Munich. Now he'll be on that left-hand side replacing Gabriel Martinelli. Didn't have the best of games. And it seems Martin Odegaard will be replacing Martin Zubimendi. Which means Zubimendi, who's on a yellow card, now off for the skipper. Odegaard will be dropping deep to try and affect the game as that deeper lying midfielder. Chelsea have more problems to solve here. Bukayo Saka hands the captain's armband to Martin Odegaard. Chelsea looking to just run down the clock here. They have to be as savvy as possible. Here's Liam Delap. Might be a throw-in for Arsenal. It is. The game well and truly on now. Arsenal yet to really threaten Rob Sanchez. Here's Eberiche Eze. Finds Noni Madueke. Don't think Malo Gusto will be inverting anytime soon. Will be playing as that traditional right back up against his former teammate in Noni Madueke. Here's Martin Odegaard now. Chelsea have to make sure that we keep one player on him. I think Liam Delap has to do better in terms of trying to shield the ball and put pressure. Liam Delap asking a lot from Pedro Neto. Poor pass there from Liam. Nketiah finds Declan Rice. It's going to be a hectic half an hour. Bukayo Saka finds Declan Rice. Again, Odegaard in the pockets. Very dangerous. Here's Bukayo Saka. Up against Cucurella. Goes around the outside. Drops the shoulder. Cross comes into the box. And it's 1-1 to Arsenal. It is Mikel Merino. Chelsea don't defend well. Far too much space for Bukayo Saka. And Arsenal are level. Easy goal there for Arsenal. We cannot do that, man. Having defended so well, you can see Cucurella is not touch tight to Saka. Goes on the outside, drops the shoulder. Brilliant ball in. Nobody's picking him out. That is poor marking there from the Blues. He's never going to miss from there, Mikel Merino. Again, where are the centre backs? There, nobody's picking up Mikel Merino there. That is so disappointing. Saka's ball in. And now Arsenal and Arteta will have renewed lose. That substitution of Liam Delap for Joao Pedro now looking a bit more curious here. Now that Chelsea once again need to hunt for another goal. It's a disappointing goal, really. I mean, the way that Saka just manipulated the ball around Cucurella was so disappointing. Considering he's on a yellow card and on his final warning, you can see why he was unwilling to engage Bukayo Saka. Here's Enzo Fernandez. He's got a bit of space to carry here. Finds Reece James. Trevor Chalobah. Oh, is Cucurella. That's a foul there by Bukayo Saka on Cucurella. Cucurella has to make sure that he doesn't let his emotions boil over here. Wesley Fofana goes all the way back to Rob Sanchez. Now Arsenal have got the equaliser soon after making the double substitution. Chelsea will be in a world of trouble in the next few minutes here. Here's Noni Madueke up against Reece James. Brilliant from Enzo Fernandez. Here's Liam Delap. Oh, it's poor there from Liam Delap again. That substitution didn't make sense at the time. You need the ball to stick with the centre forward here. Garnacho trying to keep the ball in play. And the marking on that goal has to be better, man. You cannot give Mikel Merino a free header in the box. Arsenal will be feeling a whole lot more settled now. Here's Nketiah. Noni Madueke. Back to Piero Nketiah. Miles Lewis-Kelly in those midfield pockets. Finds Declan Rice. Here's Martin Odegaard. Again keeps it short. Another cross comes in and Sanchez makes sure that he got that spot on. It's a very good release there to Pedro Neto on the right hand side. Has to carry this by his lonesome here. He's up against Piero Nketiah, who's on a yellow card. Pedro Neto in the Arsenal box. Oh, that's a slight challenge there by Piero Nketiah, who gets it absolutely spot on there. Corner for Chelsea. Great carry there from Pedro Neto. Another corner for the Blues. Have to take advantage of the set pieces here. Pedro Neto trying to get the Stamford Bridge crowd to be the equalizer here. Can we get another goal from a corner? Neto delivers. Oh, it's a poor ball. I think Odegaard has just gone down to ground before the ball was delivered. Don't know if the foul was given. I don't see what Fofana has done wrong there. Is he given a foul? Cannot be a foul really. It has to be the corner that will be retaken. Corner for Chelsea. Take two for Pedro Neto. Decent flick on there. Last touch comes off a Chelsea player. Out for a goal kick. Raya with a quick release here. Chelsea caught thin at the back. Gusto has to win his header, which he does. So does Cucurella, off balance. Here's Ebreze. Chelsea quickly back into their defensive shape here. Here's Declan Rice. Feeds that onto the left-hand side. Here's Madueke. He's got a bit of space here. Gusto is not touched tight. Forcing Madueke back. To Declan Rice. Arsenal have the impetus. Arsenal have the wind behind their sails here. Heavy touch there by Bukayo Saka. Surely that's gone out of play. And it's fortunate for Bukayo Saka because Alejandro Garnacho pinched that. He was on his way. Throw in for Chelsea. It's been a hectic second half. Arsenal with their Only real chance created scoring. Mikel Merino heading from close range. Again, Liam Delap does good bit of control there. Garnacho does the right thing. Goes back to Cucurella. Chelsea looking to keep possession of the ball, which we've had very little of in the second half. Chalobah put under pressure here. Has to go back. Instead, plays that into midfield. It's a poor ball there by Trevor Chalobah. And Chelsea need to keep the passes short here. Make sure that we don't have too much to run, too much to chase. Arsenal will be laying siege in the second half, that's for sure. Massive 25 minutes plus added on time coming on here. Here's Piero Hincapié on a yellow card. Here's Ebreze. It's not had the kind of influence that the Arsenal management would have been hoping for. He's kept it short and tidy. Nothing electric from the number 10. Here is the captain, Martin Odegaard. Chelsea's defending at the back. Stick has to be spot on here because Odegaard's passing into those areas is very dangerous. Lovely touch. Oh, that's brilliant defending there by Wesley Fofana. He gets forward, drives forward with the ball, feeds Alejandro Garnacho, who's got fresh legs and options to run. Garnacho does well. Beautiful pass to Pedro Neto. Gets away from Noni Madueke, who pulled away from the challenge. Here's Pedro Neto now. Keeps it short. Oh, it's a heavy touch there by Garnacho. Reece James does brilliantly. Here's Malo Gusto, who made his 100th appearance for Chelsea against Barcelona. Scored his only goal for the Blues so far in his 100 appearances against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Liam Delap, control is good. Keeps it short to Garnacho. Malo Gusto was nearly there. Miles Lewis-Kelly. Oh, that's a shocking bit of play there from Lewis-Kelly. Hands the ball straight back to Chelsea. Garnacho, cross comes in. Good defending there by Declan Rice. Again, Chelsea are first to everything by the looks of it. It's a decent foul to give by Wesley Fofana on Noni Madueke. Madueke with a wry smile on his face against his former club. Chelsea have managed the second half pretty well, all things considered. I think the goal that we conceded was very, very disappointing considering Mikel Merino was totally unmarked. Here's Eberechi Eze. Tries the channel pass for Madueke. Gusto is there. Sanchez takes a touch. Decides to go long. Reece James, good header there. Wins another header. This is where Liam Delap should almost anticipate Reece James to win the header. It's Piero Hincapié. Onto the right hand side. Here's Christian Mosquera. Venturing forward. No pressure on the ball, and rightfully so. You can allow the centre halves to have the ball as much as possible. Here's Martin Odegaard. Gets away from Garnacho. Odegaard keeps it short. Lewis-Kelly to Noni Madueke. Again, Lewis-Kelly has made the overlap, but he is offside. Madueke gives the ball away. Malo Gusto does well. Here's Martin Odegaard. Again, Chelsea are hounding the ball here, but Arsenal win it back. Here's Declan Rice. Good reverse pass there to Mikel Merino. Clever pass. Brilliant play there by by Wesley Fofana rather. Declan Rice is winning everything in the air. And Lewis-Kelly goes with a short pass back to Hincapié. Here's Mosquera. Martin Odegaard. And keeps it short here for Christian Mosquera. Mosquera again. Yeah, no pressure on the ball. Urian Timber. Back to Mosquera. Driving forward. Again, looking for those clever combinations, but Mikel Merino. An inaccurate pass throw in for Chelsea. Once again, another attack held by the Blues. Played forward. Oh, on the right hand side, Mikel Merino. Good defending by Reece James as a corner for Arsenal. Arsenal looking to break open the door here. Chelsea skipper does very well in midfield. Corner for Arsenal. Chelsea have scored from one. Arsenal have been kept away with their third corner in the match so far. Left-footed ball by Saka will have the devilish whip on it. Expect Rob Sanchez to have an aggressive starting position, which he does, and it's a comfortable gather for Rob Sanchez. Again, looking for a quick release here. Chelsea doing the right thing here and just taking their time. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remain at Stamford Bridge. 1-1 the scoreline. Trevor Chalobah opening the scoring early in the second half. And Mikel Merino drawing the things level. Oh, Gusto has to be careful. Reece James, my word, he's playing an outrageous game. What a pass that is to Garnacho on the left-hand side. Alejandro Garnacho, bit of room opens up. Again, he's got no room. Cucurella on the left-hand side. Clip ball into the box. Pedro Neto trying to get his header on target. It's an easy gather there for David Raya. Again, Reece James is playing one of these games where he's almost untouchable on the pitch. Here's Martin Odegaard. Feeds that onto the left-hand side. Again, where's Malo Gusto? He's nowhere in sight here up against Noni Madueke. Chelsea being very compact here with their low block. Odegaard. Good ball between here to Saka, who manipulates well, and Saka looking for the top corner. Brilliant play there by Bukayo Saka once again. But Marc Cucurella cannot get touch tight to Saka now. I think this is the change that Chelsea had to make really, because we're not really able to affect the game in terms of defensively solidity. Arsenal making an attacking substitution here. The number 10, Eberiche Eze, coming off. And they centre forward Victor Gyökeres, who missed quite a few games with that injury. Back as the number 9 here. He and Ebereche both on 4 Premier League goals. Now Gyökeres has an opportunity to score his first big goal in Arsenal colours. Means Mikel Merino will just drop into the midfield pocket. Alongside Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard will be the number 10. Again, Reece James wins another brilliant header. Hincapié is a bit not decided really. And Malo Gusto does well. Wins the header. Mikel Merino gets that away. Might be a foul there. Enzo Fernandez clatters Mikel Merino on that occasion. Free kick for Arsenal in their own half. Trying to have a quick move on here. Be really disappointed to lose the match from this stage, but chances will be few and far in between for Chelsea. Have to pinch a goal some way, somehow, if we are to win this game, but most importantly, we have to shut out Arsenal here. Here's Mosquera. Martin Odegaard to Piero Hincapié. Feeds around to the left-hand side for Noni Madueke. He's up against Pedro Neto. Goes around the outside. Brilliant there from Gusto. What a ball that is from Madueke. Cleared away by Cucurella. Here's Mosquera. Leaves it to Declan Rice. Clip pass into Bukayo Saka. Puts it across and it's straight into the hands. Brilliant ball there by Declan Rice. Yeah, no pressure on the ball. You can see Merino and Gyökeres both waiting. Somebody needs to mark the centre forwards here. It's high time. Either Fofana or Chalobah gets there first. Liam Delap is winning headers. Here's Piero Hincapié now. And he'll have the chance to drive or switch the play out. Decides to keep it short. Declan Rice onto the right-hand side is Christian Mosquera. Shot again on the right-hand side. Bukayo Saka drops the shoulder brilliantly. Saka gets away from Cucurella again. Clip ball in. So no one. Out for a goal kick. Into the 75th minute. Really is hectic times for Chelsea now. Made 2 substitutions in Garnacho and Liam Delap. Mikel Arteta will feel that it's a missed opportunity if Arsenal can't get all 3 points, having played 15 minutes and most of the second half against 10. Chelsea have really showed maturity and fight, but Arsenal still will be very dangerous. Down the right hand side, here's Martin Odegaard. He's got Saka and Timber running. Clever pass, well intercepted by Trevor Chalobah. Enzo Fernandez with a clever ball here for Trevor Chalobah, who can bust his gut and get forward here. Lovely carry. Oh, it's a poor pass there by Trevor Chalobah. And Garnacho wanted the ball short. Chalobah did well with the interception and carry. Heading into the final 15 plus stoppage time here. 1-1 at the Bridge. The last 2 encounters at Stamford Bridge have been draws. 2-2 and then 1-1. Is it going to be another one here? Again, the way that Chelsea have worked off ball has been very, very impressive. Pedro Neto really working tremendously hard here. Here's Piero Hincapié. Arsenal now playing with a desperation, knowing that 3 points here will really put them in a strong, strong position. Here's Mosquera. Gyökeres. Martin Odegaard. Good rotations here from Arsenal. Oh, it's brilliant there from Wesley Fofana. Outstanding challenge from the Frenchman. He has barely put a foot wrong. Timber feels that the corner should have been warranted, but it's a goal kick for Chelsea. Wesley Fofana's aggressive defending has been a sight for the sore eyes. Might have taken the last touch off the studs of Fofana. We get the decision though. The second half has been a whole lot more calmer than we saw in the first. Challenges were flying in from both teams. Arsenal still have 4 players booked, and to their credit, have kept it 11v10. Mikel Arteta's, I think the only real instruction would have been to not get a red card and even things out. Enzo Fernandez's header, surely a foul there by Jurrien Timber. It's such a needless foul considering Garnacho is facing away from goal. Set piece here for Chelsea to try and take advantage of. In open play, it's been hard work. A poor challenge there by Jurrien Timber. And Chelsea have to be careful that we don't commit too many as well in the box, because Arsenal on the counter-attack can try and open us up. Delap, Fofana and Trevor Chalobah, the 3 main targets. Cucurella edge of the box. Enzo Fernandez prowling. Again, Chelsea have committed far too many bodies forward here. It's a bit too much as the ball comes into the box. Decent header. Fofana gets his header on target. Oh, it's cleared away. Reece James wins a crucial header. Here's Marc Cucurella. Liam Delap. Good bit of play. Liam Delap. It's a good save. Tried to curl that into the corner. Good shot there from Liam Delap. And Chelsea did very well in that attack to keep it going. It's Bukayo Saka though on the right hand side. And again goes for the shot there. Strange decision there from Bukayo Saka from a tight angle. Trying to shoot on his right. Enzo Fernandez and David Raya exchanging words here. Enzo Fernandez needs to get away here as quickly as possible. Enzo quickly gets away from the scene. We're reaching the business end of the match now. It's a good header there by Enzo Fernandez to Wesley Fofana. Into the 80th minute. Liam Delap holds that nicely against Enzo Fernandez. It's very crowded down that left-hand side. It's thrown for Chelsea. Smile on the faces of the Blues here, having done so well in the second half. Thought it's going to be a siege. Instead, it's been a real competition here. Enzo thrown off the ball there. Cucurella has to be careful. It's a foul. Mark Cucurella has done very well in the second half, but the one time he allowed Bukayo Saka on his left foot was devastating for the Blues. Here's Nketiah. Finds Declan Rice. Ten minutes plus stoppage time remain. Arsenal looking to add a goal that will take them on top of the summit. 9 points away from Chelsea. Madueke thought about the shot. Well defended there by Mark Cucurella. Declan Rice shields up. You can see Reece James urging his team to get out here. Merino finds Miles Lewis-Kelly. Gets away from Reece James. Reece is very strong. Brilliant there from Reece again. Can he hold the challenge? He does brilliantly. Reece James, can he find the pass? He's been fouled instead. There was an opportunity for Reece James to find Garnacho on that left-hand side. He decided to take an extra touch and he was fouled instead. Free kick for Chelsea. Again, Reece James has put in a performance for the ages here. The way that he's tackled, dribbled, everything has been just supreme from Reece James. On top of that, he's got an assist too. Chelsea nearly there from what would be a heroic draw really. But having scored the first goal, disappointed that couldn't keep the clean sheet. Arteta, 4 wins out of his last 5. 1 draw against Sunderland, the only blemish in what has been an unbelievable campaign for Mikel Arteta, and Arsenal will feel that this is their year where they finally get over the hump. Raya clears. Not a good one though. Chalobah with a good bit of control and composure finds Enzo Fernandez on the left-hand side. Chelsea with some renewed optimism going forward. Here's Alejandro Garnacho. Goes back to Marc Cucurella. Chalobah. Here's Wesley Fofana. Pushing forward. And forced to go all the way back to Rob Sanchez. 8 minutes plus stoppage time remain. It's been nervy, it's been stressful, and 11v11, I'm convinced we beat this Arsenal side. We'll never know, we'll never find out. Liam Delap battling, loses out the duel, has to be careful that he doesn't pick up a needless yellow card here. Liam Delap with his final warning. Did get a shot on target. Here's Piero Nketiah. Declan Rice. Arsenal playing with patience here, knowing that a goal now will be so critical, so crucial in the grand scheme of things. Here's Lewis-Kelly. Keeps it short to Declan Rice. Christian Mosquera can drive, decides to keep it onto the right-hand side instead. Here's Bukayo Saka. Madueke rather. So on the right-hand side of all positions, he's clearly run that ball out of play. Goal kick for the Blues. Another attack of Arsenal. Easily dealt with here. Madueke down the right-hand side. Don't think he'll be swapping flanks with Saka. Just decides to try and have a go at Marc Cucurella there, but no success. Rob Sanchez decides to go long. It's been a game of attrition. It's been a game of concentration, hard work, determination from the Blues. Could be a heroic point, mind you. But we need all three. It would really lift the atmosphere. It would drive me absolutely crazy if that happens. 6 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Foul and a free kick for Chelsea here. And Cucurella just wrestling Madueke to the ground there. Clear foul by Mikel Merino on our captain Reece James. 85th minute. Can Chelsea nick a goal? Can we nick a goal? Chalobah feeds that in. Liam Delap is there. As Lewis Kelly just hoiks that away. Victor Gyökeres lost out that duel to Wesley Fofana, has been outstanding. What a ball that is by Enzo Fernandez. It's Alejandro Garnacho back to Fernandez. Oh, he could have looked for the pass there for Liam Delap, who had the space. But Arsenal play out here. Outstanding by Malo Gusto. Chelsea have a hunger here. They see the game is open. Gusto. Cross comes in. It's a poor cross. Garnacho around the back. But with Liam Delap in the box, Malo Gusto's cross has to be better. Enzo Fernandez, very close. If he just picked his head up and played that pass a touch earlier, Liam Delap had a bit of space down that left-hand side. Here's Piero Hincapié. Keeps it short. Goes to Christian Mosquera. Again, I'm surprised Declan Rice is playing so deep considering Chelsea have just Liam Delap forward. Saka. Noni Madueke. Both players on the right-hand side now. Odegaard towards the far stick. Sanchez with a brilliant attacking claim there. And a quick release here to Pedro Neto. Down the right-hand side. Pedro Neto, can he put on the afterburners? He's been up against Piero Hincapié before. Goes on the outside and then the inside. Pedro Neto goes for the curler. It's a very ambitious shot. Not too far away, but a goal kick for Arsenal. Well, Pedro Neto has gotten the better of Piero Hincapié on that occasion. It might have been wiser to try and slide the ball to Enzo Fernandez. Decided to go for the curler instead. Well, Neto has worked tremendously hard throughout this match. Chelsea have had 11 attempts, 4 on target, to Arsenal's 5 attempts with 3 on target. Chelsea have played nearly 75 minutes, well, not 75, 1 hour I would say, of the match with 10 men. Very proud of the boys, but the job is not done here. It will count for absolutely nothing if Arsenal score late on. Here's Saka. Cucurella dragged out of position. Has to be careful. Garnacho loses the challenge. Cross comes in. Oh, Mikel Merino off balance. Oh, what a save there by Sanchez again. Surely a foul. It's very, very aggressive there by Victor Gyökeres, who goes lunging in. He has every right to go for it, but it might be a little too forceful. Well, he's made 2 very good saves here, Rob Sanchez. He's seen both of them very late. It's a yellow card for Victor Gyökeres. Again, Mikel Merino, edge of the box, completely unmarked, having an extra bit of second. Try and hit that on target. His eyes really did light up there for Victor Gyökeres as soon as it was parried. Rob Sanchez, tough as nails, has made 2 brilliant saves. The way that he quickly got up was very, very impressive. Oof, that is very rash and reckless by Victor Gyökeres. Yes, you can understand that the ball is probably there to be won. And if he gets there first, it's pretty much a tap-in. Sanchez showing incredible bravery. Just over 90 seconds of the 90 remaining. Chelsea nearly there in terms of getting a point somehow. But the performance has been very impressive. Very, very impressive. But the job is not done here. The focus, the mentality has to be switched on here. The final minute of normal time. There will be maybe 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time added on, just for substitutions really. There have been a few fouls, but other than that, Anthony Taylor, for a change, has kept his cards in his pocket in the second half. And Rom Sanchez taking his time before he decides to go long. Cucurella wins the header. Couple of headers. Fofana with a good header. Declan Rice returns the favour. There's a bit of head tennis being played here. Shocking pass there by Mikel Merino. Rice and Oh, Gusto nearly gets the ball pinched off his toes there. Pedro Neto is on the ground. This is Mikel Merino's tackle. By accident there by Miles Lewis-Kelly. Into stoppage time. It's only 4 minutes of stoppage time. Something that Chelsea have to navigate successfully. And if he can pinch a goal late on, it will be absolute scenes. We got a late goal against Liverpool on this ground. Oh, it's a needless foul there by Liam Delap. Arsenal have taken their free kick quickly. Here's Declan Rice. Very surprised with Declan Rice's positioning in this second half. He's played very deep considering Chelsea have been down to 10. Here's Rice. Arsenal might look to throw the kitchen sink here, but Chelsea have the threat on the counter-attack. Mosquera, Nketiah. Here's Lewis-Kelly. Mosquera, Rice. 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Rice driving forward. Decent ball in. Headed away by Chalobah. Heavy touch there by Pedro Neto. Chelsea lose the ball in a critical position here. On the left-hand side is Noni Madueke looking to take on Malo Gusto. Decent ball in. Cleared away by... Oh, ball into the box. Header. Oh, it's cleared away, thankfully. Oh, the offside flag raised too. Whew. Chelsea defend very well. Defend very well on that occasion. Well, Arsenal will be disappointed that they couldn't take advantage against 10-men Chelsea. Moises Caicedo will be looking at this in the change room. Very disappointed about himself, but very proud of the way his team have played without him. Enzo Maresca must be beaming in pride here, but he knows the job is not done. Decent win there. You can see Pedro Neto with a tired touch. Odegaard hits that in the air. Gusto plays that into the channel. Lovely touch there by Delap. Might be offside, is it? Is that a handball there by Liam Delap? It isn't. Just a throw in for Arsenal. 2 minutes of stoppage time remain. Chelsea nearly there. Arsenal looking for what would be the killer blow if they can score now. Declan Rice. Again, Liam Delap needs to close him down here. Need a bit of defensive effort here from Liam Delap. Needs to close down Mosquera. Again, he's standing still. We need better there from Liam. Timber's got a bit of space. Cross comes in. Well defended. Reece James clears brilliantly there from the skipper, who's been the man of the match here today. No doubt in my mind. He has bossed the game completely. The final minute territory here. Lewis-Kelly. Declan Rice. Lewis-Kelly again. Mosquera. Final minute of stoppage time. Nketiah to Noni Madueke on the left-hand side. Keeps it short to Lewis-Kelly. Chelsea have got everyone behind the ball here. Noni Madueke. Decent pass. Asking a lot from Piero Nketiah. Was on the follow-up. Ball in. That was... Oh, my word. Sanchez was in no man's land. Here's Saka up against Garnacho. Decent play here. Oh, the header as well over the crossbar. And out for a goal kick. It is Mikel Merino once again. Gets his header. Chelsea survive. Piero Nketiah did so well. Look at that. Sanchez in no man's land. And Timber having gotten his header on it. Couldn't guide that. Gyökeres was waiting for the ball too. Well, all the build-up, all the noise was for this game and this game only. It was first versus second. Well, first versus fourth really. But a draw now will really help Chelsea, considering what a chance this was. And it's brilliant from the Blues. We somehow escape with the draw. We'll be disappointed having taken the early lead in the second half, courtesy of Trevor Chalobah. But Mikel Merino scored a few minutes later with an unmarked header. Chelsea remain in third after match week 13. Moises Caicedo's first half red card completely threw our game plan out the window, but the Blues really did battle. I'm so proud of the way the boys have gone out there and not just settled in put a low block. They absolutely went toe-to-toe with Arsenal. There were chances created. We had a few opportunities to maybe score the second. But Chelsea and Arsenal played their third draw on the bounce at Stamford Bridge. What a game it has been. Second half full of subplots and critical actions here. Enzo Maresca, seeing his Blues, really show maturity here. It's Man City in second here and 25 points. Chelsea and Arsenal keep their distance at 6 points. Arsenal after 13 games on 30 points. City on 25. Chelsea and Aston Villa level on 24 points. Brighton and Sunderland level with 22. And Manchester United and Liverpool level on 21 points to end match week 13. Another game of high intensity, high drama, full of stress. But it ends 1-1 at Stamford Bridge.